Welcome to another episode of Don't Call It Small. I'm your host, Natasha Foreman. If you don't know me and you have no clue what this podcast is all about, let me share a bit. I'm the CEO of Foreman & Associates, LLC, where we provide consulting, business support, and professional development services. And Don't Call It Small is where we talk all things business, share tips and news that you can use, and highlight the people and ideas behind the products and services that we buy. To learn more about our team, please visit foremanllc.com. Woo! Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be back for another week with you. It's an absolute blessing. Before we get started, I want to take a moment. There's someone that I really I need to acknowledge. I need to honor. I'd like to honor Alan Green, a great man who just transitioned from this life a few days ago. He was a young pastor with an old soul who shared wisdom beyond his earthly years. It was a privilege to know and spend time with him, and he will be very, very, very missed. Alan, thank you, sir, for pouring your all into every person, place, and situation that you encountered. If you all would do me this favor and pause for a moment of silence in honor of Alan. Thank you. I appreciate it. With the cycle of life, we have, there's a constant transitioning, and we have people coming into this world and people going on to another level of existence. And so I also have some birthday shout-outs to share. So yesterday, April 22nd, was my friend Levon Cavy's birthday. Happy birthday, Levon. And this Saturday is my friend Milton Little's birthday. Happy birthday, Milton. I love you both, and I send you all virtual hugs. Something else extra special to celebrate yesterday was Administrative Professionals Day, and we honored my number one admin, Ebony Brown, on every social media platform that we're subscribed to. So both Foreman & Associates as well as my personal social media, we shouted it out. We let the world know how special Ebony is. If I could shout it from the rooftop, I would. I just can't get on my roof. I also honored another special administrative professional who makes the world go round and round for the Business and Public Service Technologies Division at Atlanta Technical College, where I'm an adjunct faculty. This is no other than the amazing Denise Freeman. Denise is the right hand to our dean, Britt Petrie, and she helps take care of the faculty in more ways than she receives credit. Thank you, Ebony and Denise, for being superheroes. I strongly believe that every day we should honor and appreciate the administrative professionals in our life, not just once a year or not just in a designated holiday, but every single day, because they make the magic happen. They make our jobs easier. They support us in ways that we just don't even think about. They just do it. That's their magic sauce. So let's see. What other news do I have to share? Well, since I mentioned Atlanta Technical College, let me share that our college is hosting a virtual open house from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. beginning Monday, April 27th to Saturday, May 2nd. We're doing the virtual open house on Facebook. Yep, you heard me correctly. That's 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That's 6 chances to come check out Atlanta Technical College virtually and see all of the reasons you should join our ATC family to learn how to gain skills needed to be competitive, especially in this uncertain environment. Let us help you start strong, stay strong, and finish strong. We're waiving the application fee for admission, and there's tons of other awesome perks and information that we're offering. But you have to attend the virtual open house on Facebook to find out more. I've been a part of the faculty at Atlanta Technical College for 5 years, going on 6, and I'm excited to share this virtual open house with all of you. So if you're interested or want to help spread the word, please visit Atlanta Technical College's Facebook page. Alrighty then. Let's look at my list of businesses to shout out this week. If you recall in episode 37, I shouted out Lost Coast Rose, Nothing Petty About Me, contoured by Latisse, and Mosa Architects and Mosa Studios. I'm in the process of ordering some luxury press-ons from Nothing Petty About Me. I'm excited and can't wait to give you guys an update. Nails have definitely stepped up their game big time from back in the 80s when I used to apply the Lee press-on nails. Oh my goodness. Do you remember the Lee press-on nails? Yeah, we're a long way from back then. You have to visit Nothing Petty About Me on Instagram to see what I'm talking about. She has so many custom designs that makes you giddy inside. So I'm going to test this out. I'm going to see, be able to do something and create something, and yeah, so we're going to see. All right, so that's enough for our episode 37 shout outs. Now we're on episode 38. So let's look at today. Today's shout outs. I want you to check out some businesses that will make your mouth water and your soul quiver with sheer delight. If you haven't eaten in a while, and if you haven't had your dinner yet, what I'm about to share next may cause you to run to your kitchen. Just know that you've been warned. If you're in LA, that's Los Angeles for short, and you haven't heard of and tried out Hilltop Coffee and Kitchen, then you're missing out. Their locations are open for breakfast and lunch from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. They currently have 2 locations, one in Viewpark-Windsor Hills off of Slauson and the other in Inglewood off of Brea. I grew up in both areas, so I was giddy to see these great additions to both neighborhoods. The Inglewood location was also showcased on Sunday night's episode of the HBO series Insecure, which is created by and starring Issa Rae, which is extra cool since back in December, Issa Rae joined the Hilltop team as a partner to help expand their mission and continue their climb. I love it because you see that link with the Hilltop. You get it? You get it? So I'm excited to see their growth and impact within the community. I saw that they're also planning a location in Eagle Rock, California. So thanks to the vision of co-owners Ajay Relan, the amazing husband of my friend Hope Relan, and Yonnie Hagos. Both creators are from LA, and they are passionate about creating fun and healthy environments. Their food is both simple and nourishing. Oh my gosh, they make various bowls. And if you go on, their website, you go on Instagram and you see some of the stuff, you can't help but to salivate. They have various bowls like the Buenos Dias, which has scrambled eggs, sauteed pepper and onions, Spanish rice, black beans, avocado, chipotle crema, and pico de gallo. And the chef recommends, if you like bacon, and add it for some extra flavor and kick. They also have what they call handhelds, which are sandwiches. And they have this short rib grilled cheese. Something else yummy that they offer, the Hilltop drop tops, which are thick cut toast. I'm an avocado girl, so let me tell you what's in the avocado drop top. Well, of course, there's avocado. It's smashed real good. It's served with tomato, radish, parsley, lemon vinaigrette, and it's all on top of sourdough toast. You can also order their smoked salmon drop top, which their tuna salad drop top, and that's just to name a few. They have beignets served with berry compote. You can order the OG beignet or Nutella one. They also have gluten-free waffles or the OG waffle. I mean, that's so LA, right? OG waffle. Oh my goodness. And what's all of this yumminess without your choice of coffee, tea, hot chocolate? Yep, they have house brews from Costa Rica and Guatemala. They have Ethiopian coffee, various lattes like matcha, lavender chai, and almond turmeric. They also have almond or oat milk for those of you who steer away from cows and goats. You can order from their Slauson location using Postmates, Uber Eats, and Grubhub. For the Inglewood location, please call in your order to area code 323-743-8100 for pickup and takeaway. I want to give you their physical addresses so you can lock this information into your phones for future use. The Viewpark-Windsor Hills location is 4427 West Slauson Avenue. The Inglewood location is 170 North La Brea. Visit findyourhilltop.com to learn more, and visit them on IG, Facebook, and Twitter at Find Your Hilltop. Be sure to follow, like, share, and support. Let them know you found them by listening to the Don't Call It Small Business podcast. Now, heading down the highway, the freeway, and moseying down. If you're in the OC, that's Orange County. For those of you that are not from or living in Southern California, I want to share 2 additional goodies provided by my friend and former coworker, Kelly Meeker, and her husband, Richard. Kelly is a true boss girl boss chick. She's doing her thing. She owns PopJoy and Sejuiced. PopJoy provides vegan, gluten-free, soy-free, and paleo colorful superfood options. Their powders are 100% natural, and all you have to do is add them to your food and drinks to bring some vibrant color into your life. Just one ingredient, nothing added. I'm just going to share some examples. They have the pink pitaya, butterfly pea flower, activated charcoal. Those are just a few. They have rainbow lattes like the sunshine latte, which helps reduce inflammation. It's rich in antioxidants, helps to enhance digestion and metabolism and reduce stress, and is sugar free. So you can add coconut oil and your favorite sweetener to enhance the flavor if you want. You can mix it as a smoothie or a bowl. It's vegan, gluten free, paleo, dairy free, caffeine free. One pouch has 30 servings, so you can see that you can get the most out of it. PopJoy offers free shipping on all orders, so visit popjoymix.com. They're also on Instagram at PopJoy and on Facebook at PopJoyMix. Let them know that you heard about them on the Don't Call It Small Business podcast. If you're a retailer and you'd like to contact them about establishing a relationship, visit PopJoyMix /pages/wholesale to fill out their wholesale request form to connect. Now, for Kelly's second business, let's surf on over to Sejuiced. It's an organic and vegan smoothie and juice bar located in Corona Del Mar. That's at 2744 East Coast Highway. They have superfood smoothies like the Natural Remedy, which has banana, mango, orange, camu, flax milk, and pitaya. The Zen Berry has strawberry, blueberry, raspberry, banana, and flax milk. Ooh, the Rise and Shine has banana, walnut, date, cinnamon, coconut butter, coconut milk, and cold brew coffee. Oh, yeah. And then there's a customer favorite, which is the Fully Loaded, which has blueberry, banana, plant-based protein, MCT oil, almond. And then you have a choice of almond or peanut butter, and flax milk. Now, if you don't want a smoothie, that's fine. What about a smoothie bowl, like the Peace Bowl? It's another customer favorite, which has acai or pitaya, banana, strawberry, pineapple, and flax milk. It's all then topped with granola, banana, strawberries, cacao nibs, mulberries, and honey. They make salad bowls with either brown rice or quinoa. The wellness bowl sounds really yummy. It has mixed greens, tomatoes, cucumber, jicama, pumpkin seeds, and a mango ginger dressing. Yeah. My stomach's starting to growl. Sejuiced has raw organic snacks like one they call the Almond Joy Bar. It has almonds, cashews, vanilla, coconut, flax seeds, coconut oil, agave, pink sea salt, and cacao. They have several other raw snack options to choose from. They also have superfood lattes, which you can have made with oat or almond milk, honey, or agave, and you can pay a little extra to add some MCT oil. Something that's super cool is you can have them make you a rainbow latte, which is 2 iced lattes that are layered in the cup. That sounds so cool. If you would rather be seduced by juice, as they call it at Sejuiced, you can try their organic cold pressed juices. They make sprouted energy milks using alkaline water, sprouted almonds and cashews, and other ingredients. And some of you may need an elixir shot. They have the Nature's Flu Shot, as they call it. It's an immunity plus cold and flu fighter. It has lemon, garlic, ginger, turmeric, cayenne, orange, and apple cider vinegar. For those of you that need to do a detox cleanse, Sejuiced recommends that you pre-order from their website. They have one-day options of just juice, superfood, cleanse, and juice till dinner. They're currently offering free delivery within 5 miles of their store with any cleanse purchase. You can also call ahead and pick up. A few days ago, they also announced a special discount of $10 off the one-day cleanse, $20 off the 2-day cleanse, and $30 off the 3-day cleanse. I love Sejuiced, not just because my gal pal Kelly is the owner. I love it because they are committed to use only organically grown, local, non-GMO ingredients, and they strive to help their customers live healthier lives. Their juices are in glass jars, and by doing so, they've saved the planet from 210,000 plastic bottles. Can you believe that? I love it. Sejuiced is open 7 days a week. Their hours during this COVID-19 situation has been reduced from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sundays. You can call them ahead and place your order at area code 949-759-3500. You can also order through DoorDash. You can pre-order for curbside pickup of items and to drop off the bottles, because you know that if you return those glass bottles, they give you little perks. You can call area code 949-759-3500. You can also text them. They have a text-only line at 949-636-3700. That's 949-636-3700. Visit them at sejuicedbar.com. That's S-E-G-G. Oh, Lord, I'm looking at me with my letters. SEJUICED bar.com. Sejuicedbar.com. And you can also follow them on IG at Sejuiced and Facebook at Sejuiced Bar. Once again, their address is 2744 East Coast Highway in Corona Del Mar. Alrighty then. So let's now zoom from Southern California to the deep southern region of our country to Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Georgia. If you love seafood and Louisiana-style daiquiris, then check out Crab Queen Seafood. Their original locations are in Houston and Baton Rouge. Visit them on Instagram at Crab Queen Seafood. That's crab with a K, Queens with a Z, Seafood, Crab Queens Seafood. Their Houston IG is Crab Queens Houston. If you're in Atlanta, it's Crab Queens ATL. They have a location in Jackson, Mississippi, and that handle is Crab Queens Jackson on Instagram. So that's KRABQUEENZ. And of course, put in that city. So it's either going to be Seafood, Houston, ATL, or Jackson. Man, oh man, I'm getting hungry and thirsty thinking about hush puppies and daiquiris. Yes, they sell jugs of their daiquiri to go. Yes, just understand that the law states that you must order food in addition to that drinky drink. Oh, and please don't be a fool and drink and drive, drink and park, drink while you're at the stoplights and stop signs. Don't let this perk turn you into a fool, please. Thank you. Now, moving right along. Crab Queens offers crab legs, shrimp, crawfish. Serve with your choice of 8 different garlic butters. They have a variety of sides like corn, potatoes, and more. You know, the standard seafood compliments. It's a young business, so each location is learning how to navigate through the nuances of the business world, and especially now through this crisis. So please be patient with them as they work through the daily grind, please. Curbside pickup is available at each of their locations. Check them out. Don't call or visit the ATL location on Wednesdays and Thursdays, which means today because they are closed. Yes, indeed. Due to COVID-19, they adjusted their hours and days of operation. And for all the other days of the week, they're currently only accepting to-go orders from 12 to 8 p.m. Crab Queens ATL is located at 529 Peachtree Street Northeast. You can also order through DoorDash and Postmates. Alrighty then, folks. Now that I've gotten you hungry and excited, hopefully you aren't running to your kitchen for junk food. Find something healthy in there, please. Heck, after this, I may have to dedicate an episode to shouting out some personal fitness trainers and nutritionists for you to connect with. From what I've seen on social media, some of you are trying to win the race of gaining the most weight in the shortest period of time. That leads me to the perfect segue to jump into today's topic. Yeah, I spent all this time talking about food, and we're actually going to talk about something other than food and drinks for the remaining part of this segment. Let's talk about managing your life while working from home. What a bummer. No food, huh? But I actually will find a way to bring food in because I'm a foodie. So watch and listen and you'll see that food is going to be woven right into this conversation. I have to get some water. 1 second. I have to take this sip of water. Alrighty. So For some of you, if you're like me, you've been working from home for years. But some of you have school-age children and you're not accustomed to them being home every single day, every single week, all day, every single second of the day, asking you for every single thing, even if they can't access it, or even if they can access it or make it. Some of you also aren't used to your significant other being home with you all day, every day, in some ways acting like your children. For some of you, you are that annoying spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, quarantine boo. So check yourself. From what I've been witnessing, there are a lot of people who are waiting until after the crisis dies down before they resume their hustle and grind. I say that this is the wrong time to begin because you will actually be way behind the pack. Don't wait till after things die down to begin. No. You begin now. It's like starting a marathon an hour after the race begins. There's no way to close that gap, not even a little. For those of you who are currently unemployed, underemployed, or on furlough, etc., you need to assess your skills and strengths in comparison to what you still need to learn and master. That gap between where you are and where you need to be is what we call a gap analysis. That gap is the difference between you securing the job, the project, or client, the bag, whatever you want to look at it, that you're envisioning or not. It's the difference between gaining referrals and not. If before COVID-19 you told yourself, man, I sure would love that job or promotion, but I don't have the necessary skills and I don't have time to take classes. Well, now guess what? Now you have plenty of time, and I'm going to explain more shortly. If you're self-employed and your client engagement has slowed to a crawl, or it's full stop, nothing there, either because of COVID-19 or because you stopped working your business full swing months ago, then now is the time to reevaluate your game plan. What does your business plan say? If you're looking at me like a business plan, oh Lord, then we have a whole nother conversation that we need to delve into. What does your strategic plan say that you're supposed to be focused on? How had you initially broken it down to a tactical and operational plan? If you're staring at your phone, computer, tablet, or car dashboard with a blank look on your face, that means you either have no clue what I'm talking about, or you know that you dropped the ball in these areas, and that's why you're spending more time stuffing your face with food than filling your mind with knowledge that can be translated and transferred into leveraged assets. I'm just saying, a hurt dog will holler. The numbers already show that more than 90% of the U.S. was no way, no how prepared for a crisis of this magnitude, which means we didn't plan for worst case scenario. And if we're drowning now, then if worst case does happen, since we're still not at that level yet, then what in the world will we do? We poke fun at the apocalypse planners. We laugh hysterically at survivalists who have spent the past 5, 10, 20 plus years planning and building for worst case scenarios. I spoke about all that in episode 37. So some of you may find that you don't have a job to return to or not the same job. Some of you may need to rethink your career plan altogether. Let's look at how to work from home during and yes, even after COVID-19 dies down, sometime in the not so near future. Let's also look at some resources and options that you should be considering in case you flippantly are replying to your phone, tablet, or computer, or, car stereo. And you're saying to me, but I don't have my own business, or my job doesn't require me to do any type of work from home. That's why I'm Netflixing and chilling all day. I've got something more rewarding to your brain, spirit, and soul. So listen closely. Get a notepad and something to write with. If you're driving, please don't drive and write. Just play this back later on, okay? But get something to write with so you can begin preparing today, not next week, not next month, and not post-COVID. Let's first start with your home environment. It could be enormous or feel like a small closet. It could be enormous and still feel like a small closet. It doesn't matter either way because everyone is feeling a little cabin feverish. Heck, some of you are off the charts with your cabin fever. So this episode may be extremely beneficial for you. If you currently don't have a designated space in your home where you can work and or create, think of some healthy spaces where you can do so with little to no distractions. If you just laughed a little wickedly about what I just said, then no worries. I have some options for you too. Working from home requires rules and boundaries, and if you live in a home where everyone barges into rooms with closed doors, then now's the time to establish rules, boundaries, and consequences for violating both. All or whatever. There needs to be a clear demarcation between your work life and personal life, your creative zone and your rest zone, your zone and your kid zone, and your significant other zone. Everybody needs a zone. Everyone and everything needs a space, and you will only go batty with the disorder and lack of structure. You will begin to feel as though people are disrespecting you, your stuff, and your time. And then you will become irritable, on edge, and find yourself nitpicking and verbally snapping on everything that breathes and moves. That's the point where I would smirk and say, you, my friend, need a Snicker bar. So, for those of you who have never worked from home, let's address some things up front. And we're going to get to those. Those of you who have worked from home and are still working from home, but you have gotten sloppy, slacky, and lazy, I'll inject some reminders to thump you upside your head from time to time. So let's go ahead and dive in. Using the pad of paper that you should be jotting notes on right now, unless you're driving, write down your designated spaces for work, creativity, play, relaxation, prayer, and meditation, etc. It should not be all in one spot. I'm going to say that right now. Like, you need to have separate places. Your workspace should not be the same place as your play space, or you need to find a way to compartmentalize and restructure it so that, if it turns into a transformer, you can transform it from those, but they should not clearly be identifiable as one of those spaces. Where I go to meditate is not the same place where I'm working. And if that means that your meditation and prayer space is in the bathtub, sitting on the toilet, or you're sitting on the floor with your back against the tub, if that's where you have to be, if it has to be in a closet, then let it be that. If you saw the movie War Room, I think it's War Room, Prayer Room, whatever, the woman, she had her closet, and that's where she did all her praying because she was at war, right? She was at war. So if that's where you need to be, let it be. But don't let that be the same place where you work. So no, you should not be working with your laptop on the toilet. Make sense? All right. Now, number 2, once you've outlined the designated space and spaces for your work or creative energy to flow, it's time to outline your hours of operation. If you normally work a specific period of time or shift, then you should be working a similar shift at home. Yes, we now just have to break up the shift in a way that blends with your home life and the people and pets within it. So you may not necessarily be pulling 14 hours in, or you may be pulling 14 hours in, but you're segmenting it. But you need to still make sure that you create that time and that space to do your work. I suggest that you set alarm clocks, timers, or use an app to create your work schedule to include breaks throughout your shifts. Have a 2-hour lunch break and schedule 2 to 4 30-minute breaks throughout your shift. Normally, of course, in the workplace, you'd probably have, 2 to 4 15-minute breaks throughout your shift. However, it's broken up. Some of you have 30-minute lunch breaks. Some of you have an hour to whatever you have. I am telling you to extrapolate on it because you're at home now and you need to be able to create a little bit more wiggle room so that you don't feel as bogged down, but you don't want it too laxed where all of a sudden your world start to blend and you can't tell the difference between the two. So create your lunch break, whether it's 1 hour, 2 hour, schedule 2 to 4 30-minute breaks, not 15 minutes. Like, come on, let's keep it real. 2 to 4 30-minute breaks throughout your shift, especially if you work long hours. Make sure that when you take a break that you're really on break. Don't work on your break. Oh, please don't do that. If you need time, that's the time that you're supposed to be taking. Take that time. If you need to install an app like Smart Break for Windows or Timeout for Mac, both of those apps will lock you out of your computer for a specific period of time, like an hour. And that's for you workaholics who can't stop grinding, but then you want to complain about burnout later. Yeah, that's for something for you. You can also opt to take your breaks outside, away from your home, take a walk, have your lunch outside. Don't you dare reply to one email on your flippin' phone either. Take your break. Please. Your mind, body, spirit, and soul need cleansing moments to recalibrate and recharge. Heck, maybe that's when you decide to take a power nap. Maybe that's when it'll come in handy. You have one of those 30-minute breaks, or you have a 2-hour lunch. 1 hour you eat, 1 hour you sleep, whatever. Take the time. Then, when you're back from your breaks and back into work mode, you can improve your productivity by using time and task tracking apps like Rescue Time and iWorky, which iWorky used to be called TikTok, but I think that the new TikTok, the social media app, TikTok kind of probably forced this company to rename their app because now it's iWorky, which I don't know how they came up with that, but it's IWORKIE. Okay. I mean, the app works for me, so that's all that matters, right? I use it to track my workflow for clients because I bill clients hourly, and so I'm very methodical about making sure that I'm tracking my time so they don't question my time. I'm honorable, my character is solid, but I believe in transparency, so when I say that and this is what I'm working on, it's there. Boom, bam, booyah, okay? Now, there are other productivity apps that you can find in Google Play, Apple Store, so on and so forth, that will speak to you, your personality, and your work style. Find something that works. I mean, heck, if it's an egg timer, then it's an egg timer. Whatever helps you to create structure to complete designated tasks during designated periods of time, then do you, boo. It does not matter. I don't care if you have to set the microwave. You know you. What part of the day are you most productive and least productive? What tasks and deliverables need the most attention from you? Those are the things that you should prioritize highest so that you focus your attention there during prime times. Make sense? When I'm having to do all the research for my podcast episode, that means that I'm not doing something else that is going to now take away from that, because at that point, this is the most most important thing for me to be doing at the time. Make sense? Great. So that means I'm not going to be painting my toes like I did the other day. That was not, during the toe painting time. If you saw my Instagram, that was not during when I was supposed to be productive doing something else. Now, step 3, you need to make sure that you have a daily routine. If not, you will find yourself distracted by anything and everything. And before long, you'll be wrapped in a blanket on the sofa eating all kinds of sweet and salty snacks, or you'll be painting your toenails when you're supposed to be doing your budgets. That is counterproductive. Your morning routine may be that as soon as you get up out of bed, you brush your teeth, you pray or meditate, you jump right into your workout, you shower, get dressed, eat breakfast, and then while you're eating breakfast, you check the top priority emails that you decide to flag for follow-up later, because you're not going to waste your time responding to the emails, or maybe you do get distracted with that. Whatever. Some people don't work well while working in their pajamas at home or their gym clothes. Some people feel and are more productive when they are dressed in business casual or business chic or anything that's business appropriate. And I recall, when my dad would work from home, he made sure to put on clothes that were office appropriate. He said that it was a mindset thing, and it puts your mind in the framework of business, not playtime, not casual time, not relaxed time. This, of course, is determined by what business and industry defines work clothes, right? If you're accustomed to wearing gym clothes at work, then why in the world would you put on slacks and a button-up shirt while working from home? I mean, use your common sense here, right? Makes sense, okay? The purpose of establishing a routine and work hours is to help with structure. One of the most difficult things that remote workers experience is the fog that hangs over and suffocates you when the day begins to blend into the next. When you work from home, you have to have strong time management skills, and you have to have a great presence of knowing how your days are ebbing and flowing. Some of you are already having this blended experience. You're experiencing this right now, and you have no clue what today is. In case this is you, today is Thursday, April 23rd, 2020. Unless, of course, you decide to listen to me after today. Then you need to look at your phone or computer to see what today is. I hope that that helps some of you. But seriously, this is a real issue. There are times pre-COVID-19 where I wouldn't leave my home for 5 days. I didn't have to. I had groceries. I didn't have anywhere to go. I was home working, and sometimes I wouldn't know what day it was unless I intentionally looked at the calendar or the date stamp on my phone or computer, or my mom happened to, send me a prayer, and, she turned around and she happened to say, "And Wednesday." And I'm like, "Oh, it's Wednesday. Oh, okay. I know what I'm supposed to be doing today." That leads me to step 4. That's where having a daily and weekly calendar is beneficial. Consider scheduling time on Sunday evening to map out your upcoming week. Sundays are good because that's usually a laid-back day. You can prioritize the most pressing tasks that you need to complete and outline which days that you want to work on them. What emails and phone calls do you need to make in the upcoming week? Well, make a quick list so that you can refer to it daily. Make it a habit of physically checking off or lining out the task upon completion. It helps to mentally free you of the task while also giving you a greater sense of accomplishment. And when you're working from home, you need those pats on the back. Trust me, because you'll probably be the only one patting yourself on the back for the most part. Also, on your weekly and daily calendar, make sure that you mark out time for school time for your children, school time for you, date nights with your boo, your spiritual time, workout time, family fun time, your hobby time, any other time you can think of. With your children being home all day, every day, the last thing that you should do is take them off of a structured routine. Children need structure. They crave it. They thrive in structure. That means they need to get up in the morning and do all the things that they would normally do Monday through Friday. That includes brushing their teeth, washing their face, getting dressed, having their breakfast, so on and so forth. Roll things through as much as normal, right? Leave the weekend for a free-for-all and eating whatever. Sundays are the perfect time for you to map out and outline their lesson plans for the week. What will they be learning and at what time of day and on which days? Outdoor science time is a great time to schedule during one of your much needed breaks. Then you and your children can go outside in your yard or on your balcony or your patio and do science experiments or guess the species of plants and flowers, observe insects, working or fighting or whatever insects are doing, etc. You get my drift? Outside time can also be designated for their PE. Since so many schools have felt the need to remove physical education from school, I don't know why, but now you can ensure that it's reinserted into your family's homeschool. Physical activity is not just for the body, it's for the mind. Keep them both healthy and strong. And our activity, races, and challenges will be beneficial for all of you. Schedule the time and stick to it. If the weather wants to poo-poo on your day, then readjust your plan for indoor activities. Do push-ups, burpees, and sit-up challenges. If you live in an apartment and you're not on the first floor, please limit your running and jumping activities for the sanity of the neighbors below you. Thank you. Now, does your family know any foreign languages? No? What? Well, now is the time to learn a new one or brush up on an old one. There are plenty of free, low cost, and if you want to splurge, super expensive language training programs to choose from. Find one that works for you and your budget. Then schedule time on designated days for your language classes. I'll come back to classes in a moment, so mentally earmark that. Let's finish with a Sunday planning day. Sunday can also be the day that you map out your meal plan for the week, ordering your groceries online for pickup or delivery in 1 to 2 days. You can stagger meals so that leftovers aren't 3 and 4 days in a row. But they can hopscotch between other meals. Keep the variety going. If you have children who are old enough to cook, prep, wash ingredients, or set the dinner table, then guess what? There you go. That's what they can do. Schedule who's doing what, when, and where. You can also get them to volunteer for duties. Some of y'all are beating yourselves up because you're overwhelmed with doing everything for everyone. Well, stop doing it. Wow, that's something magical. If you teach your children how to be more self-sufficient, then they will be. Teach them how to sort, wash, fold, and put up their laundry. I was sorting clothes the moment I knew how to distinguish whites, lights, darks, and heavy items. Same thing with their toys. I always wonder why people sit around and then they're picking up all their kids' toys. The moment they can walk and they can understand, they can comprehend me. Oh, we're going to create a cleanup song. Clean up, everybody. Oh, we doing it. I'm not going to be up here slaving around. Just doesn't make any sense. If they can pull back the sheet and blanket to get in and out of their beds, then guess what? They're old enough to start making up those beds and cleaning up their rooms. Now, doesn't mean that it's going to be military lined perfectly. No. But can you show them how to get it good enough? Yeah. There you go. Teach them how to cook. They can learn how to make salads, sandwiches, soups, pasta, etc. You can find ways. You have to be innovative and creative. If they're too young to be using knives, then you can pre-chop the ingredients for them so they can follow the remaining steps. I was cooking as early as age 4. And it's probably younger than that, but that's as early as I remember cooking. Yes, your girl would meal prep on the ironing board that my parents lowered to my height. I was making cornbread and hamburger helper with green beans and corn at a young age, folks. My parents saw that I had an interest in learning and cooking, and I loved food and I loved to eat, and I had an interest in spending time with them. So they leveraged this in all of our favor, right? By the time I was age 8 or 9, I could make a killer breakfast. You couldn't touch my scrambled eggs. I'm telling you, you could not touch my scrambled eggs. As I got older, all I had to do was ask an adult for permission to cook or get something out of the kitchen, and my parents didn't have to feel like slaves to my ever-growing hunger pains. By the time I was in high school, I was making ribs and steaks and all sorts of meals. I was just having fun with it. Your kids will eat you out of house and home, so teach them how to prep, cook, and plate their foods. I remember in elementary school, I was pretending that I was like Julia Childs or something. I was having my own little cooking show. And think about it, back then we didn't even have the commercial internet and all this other stuff, so we didn't have social media. So I would just sit back and just talk to myself as I'm preparing my little dishes and coming up with my how I'm gonna season it. Imagine if you set up a little tablet and let your kids record themselves and they can post online the things that they make. Heck, I'm just saying. Yeah, and speaking of that, while you're at it, if you're really serious about the food that you eat, consider starting an indoor kitchen garden with various herbs. You can go farther and do something on your deck, balcony, or patio. If you have a large enough yard, you can create a raised or in-ground garden. I always enjoyed working in my grandfather's garden. There's nothing like fresh fruits and veggies from your garden. You don't have to question where it came from or how it was handled because it's homegrown. All right, now let's get back to your Sunday planning day. You can see that you can do a lot of planning and prep work on Sunday to set you and your family up for a successful work week. If you recall, I also mentioned scheduling date nights. Some of you probably try to ignore that. I'm bringing it right back. Don't be lazy, folks. This is the prime time to schedule time with the one you love, even if they're working your last nerve, and you worked their last nerve 30 days ago. Don't take for granted their presence in your life. Cherish it and cherish each other. If you don't have children, then you really should be kicking yourself in the teeth for not doing this sooner. You don't have to go anywhere for date night. You just need to be creative about the date night. So you can order food, or you can both get dressed up, but not too fancy. Drop by a restaurant for pickup orders, and then go sit in the car or on a park bench and enjoy a meal together. That's why I said don't get too fancy, because I don't want you messing up your really nice clothes because you spilled something in the car or on a park bench or something, and you'll be blaming me. So anyway, back to your dinner. So you're sitting there, you're nibbling on your food, you're staring at each other's eyes, and you're reminiscing over how and when you met, fell in love, and decided to commit to the relationship that you have now. There you go. Now, if you don't want to leave the house, order food for, delivery. They drop off the food, and you could still get dressed in something other than those raggedy old sweats and, light some candles and turn on some music and sit at your dining table or outside on your deck, balcony, or patio. But let me also say this. This means no phones, no tablets, no app notifications, nothing, nada, no. Right? Just you and your boo for 2 to 4 hours. You can do this. Goodness gracious, people. Oh my goodness. Now, if I can already hear it. I hear you now. I already hear you. I hear you. Shh, shh, shh. If you have children, here's the game plan. Put those precious angels to bed. Or if they're old enough to self-contain, tell them to go to their rooms and chill out because mommy and daddy are having their date night and you don't want to be disturbed. If your children are young, this is of course easier because you follow your regular bedtime schedule. Read them a story, lights out, they're drooling, they're snoring, and then, you get your day crack-a-lacking. Or your date night, crack-a-lacking. Don't make excuses for skipping date nights. Neglect is one of the first excuses someone uses to disconnect from their relationship. Don't use your kids as an excuse for not keeping that connection strong with your partner. In most cases, it was you and your partner before those rugrats, those amazing rugrats, those beautiful little angels entered the equation. And guess what? When they're all grown up and they're out the house and they're more focused on their friends and their life than you, it will just be the two of you. Empty nesters staring at each other with this blank stare, wondering why there's a void because you forgot the magic that brought you together in the first place. It sucks to be a roommate with your spouse or significant other. When the passion and zest is gone, it just plain sucks. You can do something about that. So be intentional. If you can make time for IG, Facebook, Snap, TikTok, and every other distraction out there, then you can make time for your lover. Now, speaking of making time, I also mentioned making time for yourself. That means scheduling time for your hobbies, working out, prayer, pampering, etc. Put those things on your schedule each day, every day, whatever, or you'll begin to neglect and forget them. This leads to one of the most important steps, step 5. In all of this, here's one of the most important steps. It's all well and good that you plan and prep on Sunday, but if you don't establish the rules, expectations, and boundaries up front, you will find yourself in more battles than celebrations. So you need to set ground rules with everyone in your home and everyone who comes into your home and calls your phone. Okay? If you have a room with a door where you go to work, study, pray, etc., then I suggest that you create a sign that's taped or displayed on the door that lets all who approach it know that you're in there and not to be disturbed. In my family, a closed door meant that someone wanted privacy and did not want to be disturbed. We would knock and gain permission to enter or speak briefly with them with the door closed. When my parents were in their room with the door closed, I didn't come barging in. If the bathroom door was closed, I didn't just open it. I always knocked on the doors and waited for permission to enter. Even as a toddler. I mean, my parents weren't playing. They taught me early the rules of engagement in our home. So when they were getting a little groove on, they didn't have to worry about me coming barging in. They just got a little groove on because I knew what the door closed meant. So this also then, fast forward, when my sister was growing up and we lived in the same house and I worked from home, I created a sign that I placed on my door so she knew that I was working and not to just barge in. Oh, the embarrassment of being on a business phone call or nowadays a video call and a family member comes barging in with a total lack of awareness of your current situation. No way, no how. Establish the rules and reinforce them. You don't want to be on a video call and your husband comes barging in or boyfriend comes barging in talking about, hey, did you put bleach on these boxers? I got bleach stains right here. And then all your coworkers see your boo in his boxers. You see what I mean? Doors closed signifies privacy. Sign on the door is a reinforcement of that. So if you're creating a weekly system for scheduling and shopping, be sure to include your family in that process so that they not only know what's going on, but then you get everyone's buy-in, cooperation, and they fully understand what's going on. And of course, the consequences to breaking the rules. This leads me to number 6. I recommend setting up a VPN, a virtual private network, whenever you're connected to a network that you don't control. Your company may have one. If it doesn't have one, recommend one. There you go. That's showing one for the team. That then allows employees the access to certain servers and websites that are designated for internal company use only. So having a VPN at home is also extremely beneficial. Just make sure that you aren't using the company's VPN for your personal use and vice versa. Keep them separate. Just like you're supposed to keep your personal files off of the company laptop, and keep your company files off your personal laptop. I mean, people, that's what we have thumb drives and external hard drives for, folks. Oh, gosh. I'll never forget the client who had an employee who wouldn't stop watching porn on his company-issued computer. Whenever we had to access his computer, there would be so many pop-ups that I swear it bruised my brain. It was oh my goodness. It was just like, it was almost like I was on an episode of Punk'd. Like you go in, you log in because you needed to be able to pull off a client file or something. And then just all these pop-ups. Oh, man. I'm still traumatized. It's been more than 14 years and I'm still traumatized. I can still see some of the images. It was just, let's just say, you never know what people are interested in, okay? And you oftentimes can't erase the images that have indelibly imprinted in your mind. Oh, gosh. Whew, okay, so So hopefully that's a lesson for all of you. Keep your personal and work stuff separate. There are plenty of VPN providers out there. There's NordVPN, Private Internet Access VPN, TunnelBear VPN, CyberGhost VPN, ExpressVPN, IPVanish VPN, TorGuard VPN, Surfshark VPN, Norton Secure VPN, and that's just to name a few. I'd also recommend those of you that use things like you use your darn it, your Amazon Fire Sticks and things like that. I recommend that you also protect your network using a VPN. Just there's a tip. So search online. You can also visit pcmag.com to see some of their top picks for 2020. There's of course, other tech and magazines and sources out there where you can see their top picks. I just recommending pcmag.com. I don't get any type of perks or privileges for shouting them out. It's just wanting you to know. Also, something else. Consider having 2 Wi-Fi portals, right? One for family, one for work. It could be that you have one that says guest, or and then you have another one that's just for work or whatever. That way your kids won't be occupying things with all of their devices and streaming apps, if that makes sense. When you're trying to now get on the internet and it's just bogged down and you're trying to rush through the house and disconnect all these different devices from the internet so it doesn't drain, you don't have to if you have 2 separate portals. That's something that I always created, was multiple portals so I could hop from one to the other. This leads me to one of my bigger points, and that's step 6 or stage 6, however you want to look at it. I touched on it earlier. I mentioned taking the foreign language classes. Well, in addition to considering something like that, I also suggest that you look on YouTube, Coursera, Udemy, Teachable, and other online platforms, as well as local community colleges and technical colleges for courses that you can take in your field or industry, or that you're interested in learning for a possible job or career change, in addition to things that you may want to be doing for a hobby or just personal interest. Maybe you need to possess certain skills or knowledge to be eligible for a promotion or lateral change. Well, you made plenty of excuses pre-COVID-19 why you didn't have time to take classes, but now you have plenty of time. I mean, plenty of time. I know, because you guys are just posting as though you're getting paid for your post on social media. You have plenty of time. And don't use your kids as an excuse. Schedule your course time around their school time or when they are taking their naps or tucked in bed at night or whatever. With so many free and low-cost options out there, you would be an absolute fool to pass down these opportunities to expand your knowledge and gain more skills. If you're in the metro Atlanta area of Georgia, I just told you earlier, 45 minutes ago or so, that Atlanta Technical College is hosting our virtual open house, and we're waiving application fees and some other requirements. So now is a perfect time to take 1 or 2 classes. All right. You can also see what distance learning, adult education courses are being offered through online institutions and colleges. Maybe, just maybe, you've always wanted to learn how to do something artistic or with computers, maybe hair braiding, knitting, sewing, painting, graphic design, coding, robotics. I don't know, maybe you want to improve your math or finance skills or accounting skills, or maybe you want to take writing classes because you want to be a writer or novelist, or you just want to improve your business writing skills. Maybe you want to be better at drafting and presenting, projects and presentations. Maybe there's some software that you need to know for a current or new job or a prospective job. Find the class and take it. Like I said, there are plenty of people sharing their skills and knowledge on YouTube that you can access for free. So don't let money deter you. And know that Udemy and Coursera also have free and extremely low cost courses available. You have to go to know, folks. Just don't assume options aren't available for you. If you have an online store like Etsy or Woo or whatever, then you should be spending this time cranking out your products and promoting them like crazy to ramp up your sales. If you teach music or voice lessons in person, revamp and start doing classes online. If your business model can be converted to online, start converting and keep it converted. Even if that means having a dual mode when life seems to resemble a little like it did pre-COVID-19. That only means you will have 2 revenue stream options, in person and online. You now have the chance to reach more people than you did when you were just in person. You have to reimagine your business, reimagine your life. Don't let this moment in time take you off track. You should be running this marathon with a laser focus on crossing that finish line victoriously. Look at this crisis as an opportunity to be leveraged in your favor. You have to be strategic and tactical in order to operationalize it. But it's possible if you're willing and committed. If you're not, it ain't possible, folks. You have to create the structure so that you can be disciplined in the approach and implementation. Casual actions get casual results. When you're on that hustle and grind, the results roll in differently. Things look differently, right? Oh, yeah. I hope that what I've shared with you today has been beneficial. I know I'm goofy. I'm not going to change. So if you laugh at me, great. If you didn't, oh well, that's on you. But seriously, I hope that what I've shared today has been beneficial. I hope that you'll share this episode with others who may also benefit from it. Well, folks, it's that time again. Time to wrap up and go our separate ways. Until next week, if you have questions or suggestions about this show, please email them to us at don'tcallitsmallbiz with a Z @gmail.com. I have 2 quotes I want to share with you. One is from Aristotle. He's quoted as saying, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit." And there's a quote from Augusta Contra. "Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most." With that, be sure to check us out on Facebook at Foreman & Associates and on IG and Twitter at Foreman LLC. Our podcast Twitter handle is It Ain't Small. Be sure to also follow us and share us with your friends, colleagues, and family. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn at Natasha L. Foreman. Reach out to me, say hello, share your story. I look forward to meeting you. I want to make sure I give proper credit for our show theme song. It's called Higher Up and it's by Shane Ivers. Thank you so much for tuning into the Don't Call It Small Business Podcast, for sharing these episodes with others, and for your continued support. And don't forget what I tell you on each and every episode. Don't call what you're planning, thinking, dreaming, or doing little or small. Go big, go bold, or go nowhere. I will see you here next week for episode 39. Have a super awesome day and week.